funeral go?
I think he went to the show.
Oh, he did.
Take a fucking another photo, man. Don't take another fucking photo, man. I just got here, homie. Don't take no photos. Okay. Where they at? 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 Niggas acting like they fly, they ain't super fly. Come on, where they at?
What up?
Where they at? 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 Hey yo, man, spit in on my head. I think I'm too popular.
What's cooking, y'all? What's going on? We had the Ocean News today.
Got a button on the back with the air cooler. Got bricks on consignment if I fuck with you. Gucci racing suit on and I ain't even driving. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
Where they at? Where they at?
Where they at? Where they at?
I heard your band turn on. I heard you turn to a stargazer, homeboy. I heard the Tata is a stargazer now. Word. That's just like termites into wood. I mean, everybody infected. Feel me? Woo! That's real shit. If the Tata of the house become a stargazer, no. The Tata of the Tata is a stargazer. Yeah. That whole branch is now is now a question. The whole branch. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? The paterfamilias of that line is a stargazer. That means everybody that come afterwards, you don't follow? The Tatanji of the branch is a stargazer. Yeah. You don't know what a stargazer is? The whole branch is corrupted and got termites. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Oh man. gotta be burning up now. She is burning up. You didn't know. Yeah. So all that Mayombe, Matumbe shit stuff she was talking, it don't really matter now. Cause the whole branch is corrupted. So he lived with a boy. Which country am I from? I am from the good old, you stick 'em up, America. That's where I'm from. So you still don't get it. So, at some point in another, the paterfamilias of that line has switched brands. Said, don't want no more cookies, I want cheesecake. So I don't want no more cookies, I want cheesecake. Oh, okay. What's some other recommendations? Uh, um, so who else got a good book that's out there? For beginners. Um, that I would recommend? I think that's it. Everything else that you read got a little bit of a taint on it. The old man, I don't know who that is. I know, it doesn't matter though. It just matters that nacimiento con un prenda, and that one was born from that one, and that one got a stargazer in it. So there's termites in that branch. That wood is no good. Where they at? Where they at? I look like I need baby oil? No, I don't use baby oil. You must got a lot of it. Because I don't use it. I look like I need baby oil. Okay, that's funny. All right. What's a stargazer? A stargazer is a euphemism for whore, for a female whore who walks in the street, and when the police ask her, "What are you doing?" "I'm looking at the stars." That's what a stargazer is. So just so you know. So what happens is they do some funny shit. They look me in the face, do some funny shit, and then no more. Shit is all fucked up. Right? They come look me in the face, tell me some bullshit, and then shit goes bad. Like, wow, look at that. And then the big homie turns out to be a stargazer. Oh my God. I need to spit a little rhyme? Never. Fuck I look like. Look like B2K? You don't know. Of course you know. Of course you know. Of course you know. Mac Daddy, I think you need a nap. I think you need a nap and a wet wipe.
This nigga named himself after crisscross, but he talking about somebody need baby oil.
You need a nap and a baby wipe.
Then take
You
a
got your
shower.
wet wipes. You talk about baby oil. You got your wet wipes, sucker. I mean, I enjoy the trolling. I appreciate it. It gives life to the algorithm. You understand? If it's a bot or if it's some dude sitting in his box of briefs or whatever, feel me? He got a 10 head. Oh man, you should write for Cat Williams and them. You just got all the jokes. This nigga's hilarious. Do I believe people can remember some of their past lives? I mean, it's subjective. Like what can you bring back that you could, you know what I mean? Show me that you actually was there. You know what I mean? It's all about, I mean, and that's for you, you know, that's, if you could have that experience, that's not something that one should necessarily be bragging about or, um, you know, promoting. It's your business. I mean, and you got to be able to do something with that. So if I'm gonna get into a past life, then I need to be able to go back and find some shit that's been lost. You know what I mean?
Let him go.
5 books that I recommend. I recommend you read Four New World Tradition Rituals by John Mason. Um, you should read. There's a book by I'm not sure who the actual author is because there are several authors. It's called Faces of the Gods, but Robert Farris Thompson writes in that book. Um, I would tell somebody to read um, The Leopard People of Nupe. Yeah, Slave Religion is a good book too. Who, the Mac Daddy dude? Nah, we're gonna make him famous. He, he's talking about baby oil. He must have stumbled on here and got nothing else to do. That's terrible to be that bored. You come fucking with my shit. Feel me? If you ain't about the topics that we talking about, you just gonna die of boredom. What's your thoughts on having a disagreement with the godparent concerning a message from spirit? Um, there has to be a conversation about that. Um, you know, the spirit thing is serious. So like, okay, if somebody gets possessed in their orishas and their spirits start talking about some real mundane human shit, you can almost expect that shit is probably not any divine or supernatural occurrence. The supernatural will come through and okay, I like Trump too. What is your point, my nigga? Go home. Do something with your life. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not gonna let the sure you gotta pay the trolls, but we didn't cross them bridges. So anyway, and so if the godparent is like, oh, my spirit said X, Y, and Z, then we need to necessarily test the spirit then. Or I'm gonna have to necessarily pull out. I'm gonna have to, leave this situation because it's becoming a circus. Their reaches are not um, concerned with your small tribulations. They want you to be safe, right? That's their objective is to stave you away from death, right? And anything other than that, the Orishas will only give you an option. And then whatever the circumstances, if they do become despondent with you, then they just don't have to bother with you. They won't answer. And that's the real deal. They don't have time to really exact um, retribution. I don't think that that's their thing. I think their wishes leave that up to chance and what the people of Eastern philosophy would call karma. The same way, but you have to have, if there's a karma, there's a dharma, right? So, if you have this disagreement with the godparent, it's very important that y'all sit down and have a conversation as human beings, right? Um, Now, when it comes to religious circumstances, you really don't have, you're not the equal of your godparent, period, right? I might go back on Urban Next. You know, I don't have, those my people. I'm not trying, that's their platform. I don't try to bombard their platform with my message, you know what I mean? Um, they allow me the ability to promote my endeavors on their platform, so I don't take it lightly. I don't try to bombard their shit. And, you know what I'm saying? It's not the Oba show, it's Urban X. Dig? So, you having this issue with the godparent. You have a conversation outside of the Ocha on some, yo, respectfully, let's sit down and talk. And whatever the issue is, y'all should be able to come to some sort of resolve, right? But when it comes to religious issues, inside the Igbo dude, you don't have no say. So if I tell you some dumb shit, okay, I'm not coming back because I'm alleviating myself because I see that we're not going to be able to gel and this is not the right path for me. And that's really okay. I don't have a problem with God children leaving. But leave because I'm not addressing a certain issue of yours. Right? Now, if your issue is some petty shit because you want me to tell you what to do in your relationship when you've already been told not to have this relationship, then I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not here to pick your boyfriends and your girlfriends, and we're not here for that. So if you have an issue, we bring it up. Hate from California. Oh, niggas, they ain't got nothing to do. That's just terrible. Nah, I don't really do the hip hop thing, man. I try to stay away from that. That shit, it brings too much outside uh interpretation. You know, sometimes the truth is good enough to just know. You talking to me? I don't understand what these niggas be talking about. What does it matter? What are my thoughts on reincarnation? Um, I believe in. I have a belief in reincarnation. I don't know it. Um, I don't know. I have no evidence. I try to stay away from hypotheticals. I don't effectively know anybody that came back from the dead, from a long stint of the dead and came back, right? And I don't know, somebody that just, they like to pleasure themselves and listen to my voice. That's terrible. If it take me to help you get off, that's the bad thing. You need some friends and maybe some dopamine or something. I don't know. But anyhow, so back to the godparent situation. If the godparent is acting stupid, right? Um, there's no need to necessarily continue with the person. And what I mean by stupid is if the person is overcharging you for a small amount of time, so the person like, oh, it's gonna cost you $2,000, and you came over there, and then in 15 minutes they was done with you and sent you on your way. Yeah, I would feel a little way about that too. Um, but if there's not an issue of them exploiting you, if they have a bad attitude, I suggest you kind of get used to it. Like there's an abuse of power and there's abuse of authority, and you shouldn't be able to know the difference when somebody is taking advantage of your uh, dedication and your devotion. So I would be like, nah, I ain't worrying about that shit. You want a godparent that produces results. A godparent that if they don't know how to do it, they find somebody that know how to. A godparent that is obligated by their faith to stop what they're doing and intercede and take the time out to say those prayers and light those candles for you and do all of that shit. That's who you want. Now, some people, they want to be in the house with the famous godparent. That shit don't mean nothing.
Just touch his face and block him.
Remove him. He's out of here. That's better. I got rid of Omi. He's gone now. So, when you have this issue with, so I have an issue with my godmother. I'll be honest. Me and my godmother don't bother with each other, but I got 8 years with her. And right or wrong, we already knew that our time together was going to be short lived. So that in my Italia explained very clearly that me and my godmother wasn't going to be together. So this is already written in the stars. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with who's right or wrong. It just that wasn't going to work. Now, why it doesn't work is because culturally my godmother can't accept a young black American being as uh, astute in the tradition as I am, because they've never seen that culturally. Um, they still have the uh, mentality that it is a Cuban tradition, and so anybody that isn't Cuban is an anomaly and not really taken, you know what I mean, seriously. So that's why we part. My godmother is not or cannot be cognizant of my abilities because culturally it doesn't allow her to see that. And so I don't have any beef against her. We've outgrown each other. And so I'm doing what I'm doing. But I already came with batteries included. It wasn't like I came to my godmother and she taught me specific answers to questions that I had from before I made Ocha. Because I come from a whole family that does that. Oh, he went and got a new one. He got a new one, huh? Okay. Got him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Acting in tradition is it mandatory to learn the language of the... Yeah, you really should. I mean, why would you not want to be fluent in whatever language that you feel like God is being spoken in, right? I wouldn't necessarily. I don't like to be around people and not know what the fuck is going on. So I'm susceptible that as you drop me off, wherever you drop me off, at some point, I'm gonna get to talking with them motherfuckers. As soon as I get a couple words, I figure out how to say some shit. I'm gonna say it every chance I get. You heard? You get me? When I was around the Arabs, I learned some words around being around the Arabs, and I would utilize those words as much as possible. Right? And so on and so forth. So, and it is a much easier task for someone to articulate to you the intricacies of something when you speak their language. So that I've been with people that they tell you we go somewhere, and my little bit of broken Spanish has allowed us to open doors that allowed us in because I just made the effort. So I'm gonna explain this. There was a time when if you made a legua, they did not give you full ogun and ochosi because it is not necessary. And the reason for this is because the legua is born by himself. He's the only one of the warriors that can be born by himself. Meaning, you could get marked and they could tell you that you need to receive just an legua. And you don't have to get an ogun and ochosi and osun with it. Now, problem is, with ogun, ochosi, or osun, you cannot receive them unless legua is present. So for an Elegua, it was not custom. Originally, the line of Elegua was Elegua, Oya, Obatala, Ochun, Yemaya, Chango, Elegua. Then the Babalawos got involved and started to implicate their ideology and their philosophies. No, pero la guerreros, es un conjunto, they gotta go together. And so then it became a standard if an Ogun made Ocha, if another Guai made Ocha, he got Ogun and Ochosi. There was a time when an Ogun only received the Legua and Ogun. and it wasn't. He might have received Ochosi full, but he wouldn't have retire. There would be no reason for him. That originally Ochosi only spoke to people after those had made the practice of what is called Yera Bo, or what they call now today Pinaldo. You couldn't get a conversation from Ochosi unless you had Ochosi. So now if you have Ochosi, Elegba has to speak. And then Ogun has to speak because Ochosi can't speak before Ogun. He's not elder than Ogun. So and actually for reasons of finances, it is easier to make an Elegua with just making Elegua, and then the person could receive Ogun and Ochosi in 3 months at both. Is that him again? It's unfortunate that motherfuckers, their entire humor or their entire idea of shame has to do with a man's buttocks. You heard? That shit is terrible. When you only find humor in a man's buttocks,
Yeah.
you got problems. You feel me? You need some counseling. When that's the only thing that make you giggle and laugh like a little girl. Look at his booty. Look at his butt.
Should try a dump.
You got some issues. You need to seek some help if you are focused on the buttocks. You feel me? I'm gonna let you live because I know that my voice. You must get off of my voice, and I want to assist you. I want you to live the best life you can live. You feel me? It is not my wish to stop you from having all the great things in this world. So if my voice helps you get to that special place, then I will be your Frankie Crocker.
Nigga say, who am I to judge?
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? With so much heinous things going on in the world, if you are infatuated with the buttocks and you wish that you was at them parties oiled up and compensated through Cash App and Zelle, you know, you deserve to, you know what I mean? Live your life. Live your life. Bam, bam, bam. So, back to the Ocha stuff, because the trolls is hilarious. They be going crazy. So ain't no questions, you know, I'm about to get off in a minute. I got, you know what I mean, broccoli, you know what I'm saying, the steam. My thoughts on Trump. You know, the reality is, I'm a nigga. And really don't none of that shit really mean too much to me anyway. It ain't gonna change the way niggas live. So I don't like that broad though, I know that much. Um, you know, they have a saying, let the poppers pop and the breakers break. Yeah, I got something coming. My John Mason coming. Baba Yomi. I'm about to get with him. I just waiting for him to. He's out of town, but if you in West Bubble fuck, right? And there ain't no other tatas, and there ain't no other, and you end up having to be like the guy to kind of recreate things. Um, then I won't. I'm not that uh critical of that, right? And jiggle.
Fuck that nigga, man.
Not even. I'm just saying, like the things that niggas be asking for. Like, really? You think this is OnlyFans? Okay, it's the cash app. I got something to jiggle. Jiggle your teeth right out your mouth. um. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not critical if you're in a place where and so to solve that problem. If let's just say, so I'm a Bible out. I still got my gangas. I show up in motherfucking Wisconsin and somewhere ain't nobody doing nothing. I'ma necessarily find somebody that I'ma scratch and I'ma make him the tata and I'ma teach him and I'ma put that burden on him. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. 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 To sit in the corner? You want me to sit in the corner? Oh, yeah.
What's up with the new cash app? Hold on. No, somebody had a question.
Yo, is that Z?
Yeah.
What do you want?
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? What do you want?
Oh, so um, Orisha's not throwing OB is not. That's some new shit. Um, but the problem is that everybody. So now a nigga learn how to throw OB. Now he got niggas lined up outside his house and he throwing OB for niggas and doing divinations and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas do some shit, don't know how to fucking curb theyself. So now people have to be like, yo, I'm not gonna teach you that till you got some ultra. Um, but if I give you something, you gotta be able to make a boat of it. Then you gotta learn how to throw Obi to it. I'm not coming over there to do that shit. So yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, that's my best friend's mural. God bless you niggas, man. All right. Yeah, God bless you, man. How clean it. Well, I'm saying is that you have to have this is something called spiritual hygiene. You heard about that first if you read my book. They didn't know nothing about that before, right? Um, you want to necessarily clean the doors and clean your place spiritually, not just hygienically, um, because the things that you use should necessarily get rid of the idea of things festering. So imagine this. So, you know, they talk about dust mites and shit, right? So, like, if you get dust in the corner of the room, that dust, it be having little mites and they be living inside that shit. And what if those mites give off a certain frequency that begins to start to collectively starts to affect you, right? Like a mold. So you want to necessarily clean that shit so that it doesn't emanate in your direction. So as well as just necessarily straighten it up, I'm gonna put some pine or some stuff like that that's gonna kill those things that linger in the dark or linger in the neglected areas of the house. And so cleaning your door, because people touch the door and their energy touches the door. So even though that it's not actually like microbes, but then there's other little tiny particles that get caught in the orbit of your doorway. So you come in there and creating a charge that sends all of that shit away so that you can have a new portal, a new space, right? And so the idea is always affecting the micro to affect the macro, because even on your body, there's a whole bunch of shit going on. There's a whole circus happening right now on your body, right? So if I scratch right here, that's an earthquake. Whatever's living there, they just got an earthquake, right? And then everybody dies, and then some new shit comes along, right? Now, if I effectively wash properly all the time and clean properly, then new things will come all the time. And so those new things won't have time to pick up negative energy. Again, as above, so below. So the micro affects the macro and vice versa. So you're cleaning the place. And like I said, when you read the book, it talk about your first altar is your bed. If you don't make up your bed and you leave it to be unorganized when you come back, you necessarily are laying in the same muck and mire that you left it in. So you get up in the morning, you take the bed, you shake it out, get all those microbes out of there, right? Flatten the sheets out, make the bed up, set the comforter up, and now nobody sits on the bed. So the old timers used to say you don't sit on the bed, you lay on the bed. And the reason for that is because you leave spirit on it. So, spiritually, you want to clean, have your shit, have some hygiene to your spirituality, and that goes into where you go. Like I said, so if you ever seen Set It Off, the little brother goes and hangs with the gangsters. And in being in there, he's picking up all of that energy that the dude ended up writing his name in the back of his head, that when he came out, he necessarily, they mistook him for being one of them. What can I do to protect the son that's running the streets? While he was sleeping, I get a dog and I clean him off while he's sleeping in my house, right? And while he's sleeping, I would sit the dog up and I would talk to the dog and be like, yo, you're going to stop this bullshit, because you're going to send my son to prison. And if that's what you came here to do, then I'm going to get rid of you. And when he wake up, I would take the dog and I would put the dog to bed. And I would do that for 7 days. And after 7 days, I take that dog and I toss that motherfucker in the river somewhere. Because really, whatever he's going through is the spirit that's taking advantage of his hormonal imbalance. And so the spirit is taking advantage because he's imbalanced hormonally. The juices ain't flowing in the right places. And so the spirit take advantage and have him doing all kinds of wild shit. So you trick the spirit, you get a doll, and while he's sleeping, clean him off with the doll. And when he wake up, you put the doll to bed. You do that shit for 7 days. We've been on 46 minutes. We got a couple of minutes. We're gonna do an hour and then we do it. When that's happening, now, if that don't work, you gotta take your concerns to Obatala. Because Obatala is the judge. And so Obatala will create those situations where there's a lesson in them situations, and there'll always be somebody there to impart some sort of wisdom and some logic. No more questions? Certainly. So, again, spiritual hygiene. You don't have to be initiated to practice spiritual hygiene, right? So, like I said, if you go into, like, hypothetically, this is nigga, he's square, he work at Amazon, but he buys weed from his homeboy. His homeboy and them niggas be in there trapping it up. So when he go in there, he smoke a blunt with them niggas, keep. When he get out of there, it would be in his best interest if there was some food left in there, some chicken wings or something. Put that shit in the bag, clean himself off. When he come out the trap, throw that shit someplace else so that that energy went that way, and now he's clean of that energy that was inside the trap. So when it comes to somebody doing some fuck shit and they talking about you and doing all kinds of foul shit, the easiest way to get that shit off is the rosary prayer, the Holy Rosary, right? So you go to Our Father and then you do Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed be about thy woman. Blessed be the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Hail Mary, Mother of God. Forgive us for our sins. You know what I'm talking about. I know the shit, but I'm high. If you sing the Rosary like 7 times, they say that shit is one of the best prayers, right? Because Mary is seen as the mother of, listen to the prayer. Holy Mary, Mother of God, right? Hail Mary, the Lord is with thee. Blessed be the fruit, blessed be, what is that shit? Damn, I can't think of that shit right now. That shit is fucking with me right now. Hail Mary, Mother of God, the Lord is with thee. Blessed. Well, It's in the book. I'm gonna have to. I'm stuck on the motherfucker. I can't even remember that shit. But anyway, if you sing the Hail Mary prayer 7 times, most maledictive um, expressions will be lessened and weakened. The devil worshiper dude said when they was doing the abortions, every time the abortions that didn't work, there was some people outside the abortion clinics doing the Holy Rosary, right? And that's the power of the Mother of God. Remember that. And so, um, most things can be eradicated with faith, especially if somebody doing some old fucking backyard witchcraft to you.
$2 magic.
Yeah, some welfare witchcraft. That shit, you know what I mean? Blessed are the among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mother, Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and in the hour of our death. Elusi progresso. Right? So, that prayer right there, Michael, will, that and the Lord's Prayer, because understand that the Lord's Prayer is said in all kinds of languages right before niggas go to war. When they in battle, they about to get dropped off in the battlefield, niggas be reciting the Lord's Prayer. Bet that. So, the Holy Rosary.
Tata Coco just put it right there.
Yeah, it's up there. He just pulled it up there. You should see it. It's right there. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are the among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and in the hour of our death. Amen. Listen to this, Tata. If he has tattoos already, you got to make prayers over them tattoos. But try not to let them get tattooed. That is a bad spell that young black men put on themselves. It's lead. You're putting it on your skin and it's weighing you down. Right? It could stop you from ascension. And so it also makes one unrecognizable to the Most High. The only scars that one should incur are in battle or in rites of passage. Because those scars in rites of passage are put there and are recognized. I didn't understand what you said, Michael. What you mean?
The last part.
Huh?
The last part of this question cut off.
So, for a dead parent, you have to do what, you have to make several misas that they have to have, that the spirit has to be elevated to what they call a pyramid. What's good, Knowledge? How you doing? Um, yeah, if it's a dead parent, they have to have something that's called a pyramid, where the glasses, what's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 glasses that go up into a pyramid, right? And the glass, top glass, has proverbially the name of the person or something like that. It's prepared for that spirit. And you get a good, very good spiritualist to come and sit, and the spiritualist will tell you what the spirit says. And they'll first give evidencia to the spirit, something that only you and the person knew. Yeah, what's the last question, Michael? Um, so I'm gonna tell you this. Mother is God. It is our personal relationship with God. How they treat us is an indication of how we need to be proactive in the world, right? And so you go back and you look at the hard lessons that our parents teach us, even if they come from places of neglect. It is a preparation for us in the world, for us to understand how the world will respond to us, right? So if your mom is very abrasive and very um, uncooperative, she's teaching you a lesson on how to deal with the world so that you don't get trampled on, right? So first, we forgive them for what they don't know because nobody came with no instructions. Nobody had a stamp or a fucking piece of paper that came out with you and was going to tell them how to, you know what I mean, take care of you. So they do the very best that they can, even if it's in a heinous um, uh, intention. So that that's because all you have to do is love them. You don't have to like them. And love means that I'm going to put your best interest at hand. So that if it means I gotta, you know what I'm saying, put you in a home so you could die with some dignity, you might not like it, but I'm gonna do what I have to do because I love you, and not because it's convenient for me, because you don't deserve to die in the street, you know what I mean, unknown. So I put you someplace where somebody could take care of you. Um, I accept the fact that we don't get along. I don't want nothing from you. And so I just want the love. If you can't give it, at least I give my part. So that when our makers look at us, they look at us with some sort of humility, that we had some sort of compassion to us. So it's not an easy task, it's not an easy pill to swallow. But what I can guarantee you is, if she's gone, there'll be a hole in your heart that you will never be able to fill. So you try your best to make your resolve with them right up hand. You know what I mean? You put some coffee and some water and some flowers. So remember, um, you, the way that we honor them is through memory. And so the idea that I honor them and I put their favorite um, things, they can't eat those things proverbially, but or I mean literally, but proverbially they can. So what I do is I put those things there for them to remind them of the things that they enjoyed that brought joy to them in this lifetime. And in that memory, we share in those memories, and in that memory, I share in the sentiment with them that allows the door to open up for them to express themselves and to further emanate their love or uh, adoration towards us. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, so, this is why we go, our ancestors, regardless, are a version of us. They are an older version of ourselves. Right? So people talk about past life. Now, my thing is the past life was really your parents. Right? And that two lives can exist at the same time, but going at different speeds. And so your parents are the older version of you. You look at your mom and your dad as being the last version of you, a male and female version. And then keep going back. So that when you keep going back, as you go back and you grow and grow, you see the larger picture, which is the actual whole. So you can't see God because you're on God, and you wouldn't be able to exist without God because God, everything that you are and that you require is God. So that is omnipresence. So we passed the hour mark. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's Friday or Saturday morning. Um, Everybody be well. To all my trolls, I hope you get all your tolls from the bridges and y'all be good.